Welcome to Group X Appeal. Today, we're unlocking the 5 secrets of rest and recovery because your downtime is just as important as your grind time.
So ask yourself this. Are you giving your body the rest and recovery it needs to truly thrive? Let's dive into how proper rest and recovery helps keep you strong, sharp, and ready for anything. Hey there, welcome to Group X Appeal. I'm Kimberly Springglick.
And I'm Terry Shorter. We're excited to bring you this hot and sweaty podcast.
With over 25 years of experience each in the health and fitness industry, we're here to share hilarious, heartwarming stories from our lives and careers.
And offer practical nutrition tips, expert exercise advice, and strategies for holistic well-being and a positive mindset.
Group X Appeal is your go-to source for inspiration, motivation, and a few laughs along the way.
So tune in and let us help you be the healthiest, happiest version of you. Oh my goodness, Kimberly, we are here with Group X Appeal. We're going to be talking about what?
Well, first of all, it's episode 7.
What? 7 already?
Episode 7. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us for this journey. We are so thrilled to get to share this time with you. And today we are talking about another element of physical well-being. So a couple of episodes ago, we covered the wheel of well-being. Last episode, we got it. Please say
Come on now, sexy 6.
That's right. It is what he said.
Get all up into the mic. Eat the mic.
Just going to let him say it. And so the first of the
Sexy 6
is physical well-being, and we talked on a last episode specifically about movement and answered a great question we received from a listener. And today we're getting into rest and recovery because often we measure our strength by how hard we can push ourselves, how much we can lift, how much we can challenge our body to do before it fatigues or gives out. But I do believe that an equally important measure is how quickly can we recover? How quickly can we bring ourselves back to a place of ease once we have challenged ourselves?
That optimum state, for sure. We're in, a culture, in a society that has lived by for so long, no pain, no gain, right?
Blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, like Kimberly said, one of the best measurements is, what's your rest and recovery time like? And so the very first, there's going to be a total of 5 of these we're going to share with you today. And the first one, which I'll be honest with you, I was not a huge believer in.
Really?
Nope, was not. And it was primarily because, in my family, my mother is Japanese American, and her parents, her father actually instilled in her, he was from Japan, he instilled in her that if you slept too long, too many hours, your brain would get rotten.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me, another puzzle piece just clicked into place when it comes to Mr. Terry Shorter.
So
I love it.
Yeah. So he instilled that in her, and I would imagine that my great grandfather passed it on to him and so on and so forth. But my mother was not someone who needed a lot of sleep. She can literally perform and just be fine with like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours at most of sleep. And guess who she passed that down to?
I'm guessing it was you.
Yeah. So as a child, both, me and my brothers, we were afraid of our brains getting rotten. And so we thought we just need like the same amount of sleep that mom needs and we should be good. And we were very active. We were 3 sport athletes and very busy in school and, and performing arts. And that's all we needed was 4 to 5 hours.
How can you be who you are, who we know him to be, on 4 hours of sleep?
Listen, you can always teach an old dog new tricks, and that's what this is about, is prioritizing sleep. So that has been one of the recovery elements that has served me well over the last handful of years, when I realized I cannot perform at my best, at my optimum level with just 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And if my brain hasn't gotten rotten yet, I think I'm safe. I think I'm pretty good. So,
I would even suggest that it's at least possible the research would show that your brain will actually function better with these 7 to 8 hours, if possible, if you can get it.
Yeah, and I feel much better now that I've tapped into, getting 7 or 6 to 8 hours now. I'm getting about 6 to 8 hours of sleep now, and I can tell you, and it's been really very recent. I would say over the
Wow.
last couple of years.
Stop it.
Yeah. But as a result, as I've gotten older, I realized, okay, I've got to get this sleep for a few reasons. You want to make sure that you're able to balance your hormones. That's one of the key things. If you're active and you are doing strength training, you got to make sure that your muscles are able to repair, while you're sleeping, and so many other, benefits of getting a good night's rest. And so since then, over the last couple of years, since I've implemented 6 to 8 hours of sleep, I have seen an improvement in my workouts when I'm training. I'm able to lift heavier. I'm able to lift longer. I'm able to recover faster. I'm able to come back the next day and feel just as good by getting a proper amount of sleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad that you came to the light side as it pertains to sleep. I didn't know that. That's awesome. So that would be tip number 1 is prioritizing your overnight sleep, right? The sleep that we get when we lay our head on the pillow. But that isn't the only sleep we can rely on. And I got to tell you, Terry, I am
favorite
a
kind of sleep.
huge proponent of tip number 2.
Let's hear it. Break it down.
It's the power nap. It is a power nap. I think that we don't give enough credit to a strong power nap. And
There's
I'm
a lot
just
of power
talking,
in it.
right? And there's a lot of research behind the benefits of power nap. It's why, at the Google headquarters, they have sleep pods
Right.
at their office so
Right.
that when people feel like they're starting to burn out, their
Or
brain
wind
isn't
down.
functioning, they're getting run down. Yes, when you get overly tired or you've been staring at a screen for too long, you start to lose function, you lose productivity, you lose your ability to focus.
Focus, yeah.
And so power naps are genius. I'm a huge proponent of just 20, 30 minutes.
I was just about to ask.
Right. I have a good friend, my friend Burton,
Mm-hmm.
who is a big believer in a power nap, who says it actually makes him feel like he has 2 days of productivity.
Wow.
So he gets up early, he moves his body, he starts his day, then he does a power nap.
And what time of day
has
does he typically take his power nap?
Good question. I'll have to ask him, but I think it's generally probably maybe 1 or 2.
Okay.
And then he gets up, maybe has a little espresso. Some people do that.
Right.
And then he goes on to
Back
the
at
second
it.
part of his day. It's like day 2,
So
all
feeling
in one.
refreshed.
Feeling refreshed. And I know for myself, I have found myself either teaching in the morning, then I go home, I eat, I get some administrative work done, and then I need a moment.
Sure.
And I shower, as I did before I met you,
You
here
got
today.
here.
You're welcome.
Thank goodness.
Trust me. I taught
you.
2 classes this morning. You didn't want that funk on me sitting in this chair. But I then am kind of ready to lay down. And for me, a lot of times I'll throw on some music or some, alpha brain waves for focus
you
and such. But I will just lay there for 20, 30 minutes.
Nice.
Sometimes I doze off, sometimes I don't. But then I'm able to get up and be
Rejuvenated.
energized, rejuvenated, more focused, and go back and get stuff done. GSD, baby.
There you go. GSD on GXA. Love it. So power naps is where it's at. And yeah, that's something that is recent for me as well. And I'm glad that you mentioned that as one of the 5 secrets to rest and recovery. The third one is active recovery. We talked in the last episode about movement, right? And getting some active recovery, and would be a light walk, right? Just walking outside, getting fresh air out in nature. It could be myofascial release, doing some foam rolling. It could be massage therapy. It could be, just about anything that's going to allow you to stretch as well, maybe a little bit of yoga. And it just allows you to continue to stay mobile in your joints, to stay flexible in your muscles, but not, overexert yourself. And this allows you to, again, come back strong the next day as well. What kind of active recovery do you like to participate in?
I love foam rolling.
Yeah.
Stretching is huge for me. I've got plantar fasciitis, which I got because for the first decade of teaching, all I did was jump up and down. And so I wonder how that happened.
Right.
So stretching has been a lifesaver and has kept me away from surgery for over 30 years, which is awesome.
Good for you.
And so stretching, foam rolling, I am a huge proponent for yoga, as you know. It's my favorite to teach and to take.
Sure.
And I also love massage.
Yeah.
I
Same.
think, massage is not luxury. I don't call it massage luxury. I call it massage therapy.
Therapy. There you go. Some self-care. I love it. So, that will allow you, just getting that active recovery will allow you to have that longevity in your movement. So whatever movement choices that you have. So awesome.
Well, I have another secret to share.
Break it down. Uh-oh.
This one for me is one that I've learned over time because especially when I was in the corporate space, some people are type A.
No, nothing about
Nothing
that.
about that. No, no, no. Of course not. Of course not. Well, I was like a type double A, and I'm not
wow.
talking about the battery. Okay. And so if I had something I needed to get done, I would go, because you got to get it done.
Yeah.
And I think as humans, especially in this world we live in, where it's this go, crazy busy world where there
extra
just never
fast-paced.
seems to be enough hours in the day to get it all done. Now
Nope.
we're trying to fit in 6 to 8 hours of sleep and a power nap and active recovery. Oh my gosh, so much. But moderation, when you're looking at what your goals are, as it pertains to physical well-being. I think this applies with regards to, intellectual pursuits as well.
Sure.
But today we're focused on physical well-being. Sometimes we set a goal and then we go so headstrong
fast.
into the goal, right? Like hard and fast. And it's like if I want to maybe increase my cardio or lose weight or lose body fat or whatever, well, then more must be better, right? So I'll do 10 hours of cardio a week instead of 3, or, 10 classes instead of 5, or whatever the case may be. And so I think it's really important that we pull back. We set some healthy boundaries for ourselves. We recognize that progress is a beautiful thing. And the fact of the matter is that our body responds best to gradual progression. If we want to see
sure.
progress toward our goals, gradual progression is key, which means we have to kind of live in a bit of moderation, where if we, push really hard one day, then another day is the active recovery.
Sure.
And we allow our bodies to be able to kind of assimilate in that way, so that we're not constantly pushing, going. Breaks are really important.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure we incorporate balance. And that balance is whatever it means to be in alignment with whatever your goals are and how you're feeling in your body on any given day.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's a very well-known music producer for Justin Bieber. His name's Major, and Major posts this every single day. He's doing something towards his growth and his well-being, and he'll always post 1% every day, 1%
Nice.
every day. And he's not going crazy. He's not going ballistic. He's doing his best on that particular day to grow towards his goals without, burning himself out.
We should totally talk about Kaizen on a future episode.
We absolutely should.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know on YouTube or in social media if you want us to talk about Kaizen. And if you don't know what Kaizen is, the answer is yes. You want us to tell you about Kaizen. I promise. It has been a game changer for me.
Yeah. Talk about Japanese tradition, right?
Oh, so good. So good.
For sure.
Do we have one more? No, we have a couple more secrets, don't we?
We have one more, actually. We've
Yeah?
already talked about prioritizing our sleep. We've talked
That's
about
right.
power naps. We've
That's
talked
right.
about active recovery.
Yep.
You just talked about moderation.
That's right.
And we're both going to tap into staying hydrated.
Big time.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, there's so many benefits to staying hydrated, and most people are not getting enough hydration, enough water. I'd say the majority of our population is not getting enough water. Many people mistaken hunger when they're actually thirsty. They need more hydration. So what do? They overeat. They get way too many calories in their bodies, that they ingest way too many calories. Most of the time, unhealthy calories, and we'll talk about that in the next episode. but
We'll get to that.
Yeah, they overeat, and
And
what
often
happens
they
as a
eat
result?
salty stuff, which then,
Yeah.
creates more issues with the hydration. And
Absolutely. So, hydration's huge. And, a couple of key benefits that help us look young and feel young and nice and tight skin, making
And
sure
why I'm
there's
so pale is because I care about my skin, so I don't go into the sun. But I'm telling you, before we get together again, I told Terry we're gonna go for some self tanner.
you look great. Stop. So, skincare, just staying hydrated is going to help with the look and feel and the youthfulness of the way that your skin not just looks, but also how it feels, the elasticity. And so that's just one of the things. What are some other great benefits would you?
The big
wanna
one for
share?
me is energy levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm more hydrated, I have more energy. I recover faster.
For sure.
Muscles have to have hydration present in order to fully recover. It's not just the amino acids. It needs there has to be water present. There has to be hydration present. We're 70% water, right? We have to remember that. And all the functions of our body require that we are hydrated to be at their optimal capacity. So it's really, really important. I have a question. What do you think about electrolytes?
Electrolytes.
I couldn't think of the word. Electrolytes. What do you think about electrolytes in water?
Electrolytes in water, if you are fully dehydrated, yeah, it's going to be super helpful to get that supplement in. But at the end of the day, water is going to absolutely do the trick. It's going to allow you to maintain the level of energy that you need. It's going to help your body perform at its optimum level when you're exercising. And some people ask, well, how much water should I be drinking? And so the rule of thumb that we like to teach our challengers and our clients, we like to just simply say, because it's really simple to remember, just half your body weight in ounces. So for example, if I weigh 200 pounds, you want to get about 100 ounces of water throughout the, is that? What? Oh, I guess that with or without gravity. So that's messed up.
Hey, wait a minute. Not very nice.
I'm teasing. But that's the easy rule of thumb. So I weigh 200 pounds, so at least 100 ounces of water throughout the course of the day. You're not having to drink it right there in one take, but just kind of spread it out through the course of the day. If you weigh 100 pounds, it's 50 ounces of water. So it's simple math to remember. And that's typically what we say. What is your belief, by the way, with electrolytes?
For me, it is when I am faced with a day that I know I'm going to be losing, I'm going to be depleted. Yeah. I have found them to be very helpful as part of my recovery process for sure. But I don't need them daily. To your point, on a daily basis, straight water is all that's needed. And another tip came to mind as you were talking about the amount of water we should be drinking, because a lot of people will ask that, but then it's like, well, how? Like if I am 200 pounds, soaking wet, no, and I need 100 ounces. Well, how do I get in? That sounds like a lot of water. How do I get that in? And I'm a huge proponent of taking a water bottle with you. I will show you. This is Bubba.
Hi, Bubba.
It's Bubba. Yeah.
I love it. This is Forrest.
Are you serious?
No.
Run, Forrest, run.
But no,
it's a Bubba water bottle, but it's a 40 ounce. This is my 40.
No, go ahead with
I don't go anywhere without my 40.
You have a paper bag over that? You need a paper bag over that.
Maybe another time. But no doubt, because I carry this with me all the time, I go through at least 3 of these a day.
Boom, done.
Easily. But it's mainly because I have it with me all the time. So I'm constantly grabbing it and taking sips. And I think that having water with you, it doesn't have to be a Bubba. But it could be.
It could be, or Forrest.
Or Forrest. Bubba's cooler. But it could be anything that you want to carry with you that makes it easy to access.
Yeah, or you can also access. You can also go on to the group exercise shop, and we also have water bottles there too. So that's even cooler than a Bubba bottle.
He doesn't lie.
So, those are our tips or our secrets, actually, not just tips.
Yeah, secret. I said tip in the beginning, but obviously they're very, secretive.
They're very secretive. And we encourage you to share these secrets, by the way, with anybody that you care about, anyone that you love that could use these 5 secrets to rest and recovery. It will absolutely change their life.
And you know what I'd love to know, whether it's through social media or if you're on YouTube, share it in the comments. What are any additional tips and secrets you'd like to share? I mean, inspire the rest of us, because obviously this was a list of 5 secrets. These are 5 tips we wanted to share with you. It is not an all-inclusive list. So anything else that you do personally
we'd love to know.
Aid in your rest and recovery, we'd absolutely love to know. And while you're at it, make sure you're downloading for us as you listen, follow along on any of those podcast platforms. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on, we're on Facebook and Instagram, mostly Instagram, but we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Stay connected and talk to us in the comments and email us any ideas, topics you'd like us to cover, questions you have that we could answer for you.
For sure. So again, we hope that this has been super, super helpful. We hope that you're able to implement them. Let us know which ones you need to focus on the most and which ones you're getting the best results from as well. We care about your well-being and cannot wait to hear how your results are coming along. So
We're rooting for you.
yes, we are. So this is it for this episode of Group X Appeal. My name's Terry Shorter.
I'm Kimberly Spring-Glick.
And as always, we encourage you to make it a great day. And why?
Because it's a great day to have.
Yes, it is. Peace out.